So, you claimed your first parcel of land in Dual Universe and now you want to get started with manufacturing. What are the next steps? Well, let's take a look at how manufacturing and crafting system works at the most basic level in this game. Okay, let's take a look at the crafting window. A lot of things can be crafted actually from your nanocrafter, so just basically your suit. It's not everything that you can do in game, but it is something that will get you set up for the rest of the manufacturing industry. You can take a look at through the recipes that are available to you through nanocrafter only. You can also say show only doable, which won't really be much because I don't have anything in my inventory right now, so it depends on what kind of ingredients you already have in your inventory. But for nanocrafter only, you can browse through all the recipes available here, or you can simply search. For example, I really like my large windows. Actually, this is kind of the build that I'm hoping to go along with, is that the whole side wall is going to be, all the side walls are going to be large windows for me to look out into this beautiful scenery of the sanctuary moon. And so how did I build them? Well, just type it in here. So window, and you have a few options. Extra small, small, medium and large. That actually goes for just about everything you build in here. If there's different sizes, it's gonna be under these kinds of designations. But the large window is the one that I'm really looking forward to. And here are the ingredients. Of course, naturally, I don't have anything like this so far. Like I said, my inventory is clear. But how, for example, would I build glass? To build 75 liters of glass, I will need 100 liters of pure silicone and 50 liters of pure oxygen. And how would I get the said silicone is that I have to mine quartz. Now, I'm not going to cover the basic mining tutorial. It's actually available in game and you should definitely go through it before you do anything else in Dual Universe. But the basic ores are divided into quartz, bauxite, hematite and coal. You can find all of these scattered across the surface of the map in small quantities, which should actually be enough for you to get started. Of course, eventually going after the surface rocks is not going to be enough and you will have to go through scanning and all that jazz. Like I said, I really encourage you to go through the tutorial if you haven't already. I'm not going to go through it here. And once you use the scanning option to get the underground deposits of ore, you'll be able to get a lot more of the material for you to refine. But getting back to my base and building more of these large windows, so this is how you would get pure silicone, is that when you mine quartz, you'll be able to make the pure silicone right in your nanocrafter, and the byproduct of course is pure oxygen that's listed right here, which surprisingly, well not surprisingly, coincidentally I should say, you will need to actually build up glass. If you can though, I mean if you don't have enough pure oxygen, it's actually very easy to make. You simply, you can make it right now. Your nanosuit will be able to siphon off oxygen or pure hydrogen from the atmosphere and make it. Interestingly, because pure oxygen and pure hydrogen sometimes are the byproducts, I actually ended up having way too much and I had to just throw it all out. But really, you don't need to start building this elaborate base right away, and I kind of made a mistake of actually manufacturing way too many windows because they do take quite a lot of resources actually. I realized that afterwards. All you really need is just the basic floor to set up your basic factory to start really pumping out all of the materials. But what you should concentrate on at the beginning is making these small containers. Actually, they're not even small, they're the extra small containers. If you go back to the manufacturing window, we can close this and you can find the containers. Let's actually go through the tree here. I believe it's in the industry and infrastructure elements, containers, item containers right here. And yes, you can only manufacture the extra small container using your nanocrafter only. And these are the ingredients that you will have to gather up. It's based on steel, which is based on pure iron, pure carbon, which of course you can get through hematite, and coal. So that's just one component, the basic reinforced frame. And yeah, you can go through the basic hydraulics as well. So this is what you need to make to start making extra small containers. If you want to, you could buy larger containers on the market that will help you out a lot in terms of storing your ore and your refined elements. I'm going to call them that at this point in time. But really the easiest thing you can do, if you, let's say you want to be like me and you want to just build everything that you can, then extra small containers is the way to go. You definitely need these, not only to store the ore that you collect, but actually for the next step in the manufacturing process, which is to get the assembly lines. Right from your nanocrafter only, you can either build the assembly line extra small or the small size. Don't even bother with it. The excess, I'm not even sure why it's here. Why do we need it? There must be some sort of a reason for it that I simply haven't found it yet. But you want to concentrate on the assembly line S. This may take a bit of time to collect all the necessary ore and refine it into the components which will then be used to make all these ingredients needed for the assembly S. But the small assembly line is kind of your gateway into some serious manufacturing. And why, you may ask? Well, because it's actually needed to make the medium-sized assembly line. This is craftable in assembly line M or assembly line S. And the medium assembly line will actually open up a whole new host of recipes that you can use to build very cool stuff. So how do we set up the assembly line? It actually starts to get a little bit complicated, but let's take a look at it. First, you have to go into the build mode for your particular base that you're working on. And then we have to place the assembly line. Now, personally, this is not going to be the final place for my assembly line to be at, but for now, let's just put it here. And I'm also going to move these containers because you kind of need them, just for visualization's sake, you know. We'll move one here and one right over here. Before you can actually work the assembly line, you will have to have a few linked containers. Right now I have nothing, this is why I move those two containers kind of close to it. What you have to do is use your link tool. If you don't have it selected, you can go through your inventory and find it. And here it is. Actually, I do have to be in the build mode still, I totally forgot about it. So let's see if I still have it here. Yep, right there, link tool element. So this container will be your input container, that is, the assembly line will use the ingredients from this container to manufacture stuff, and then once the stuff is done, you have to link the output container, which is going to be this one right here. So now this is our kind of like little proto mini factory all preset. So the recipes, what we need to make next is the assembly line medium size. This one right here, the small size, can actually make the medium assembly line. And once this is built, you can really start to expand your factory and start to automate things a little bit here and there. Before we do that though, we need to be able to collect 36 basic screws, 25 basic power systems, 1 mobile panel medium, and 1 basic reinforced frame medium. This took me quite some time to actually assemble and get together, but I do have everything available. So now I'll just transfer whatever I have in my inventory to this container, the input container. And that should be enough for us to start making the medium assembly line. Let's take a look. So now active recipe, what we want to do is make the medium size assembly line. We're going to apply this, and we don't have to make the infinite runs, but all we need to do is make just one. This will take 32 minutes to actually make. The volume of this item is actually roughly half of what I have available in my extra small container with extra skills trained up, or should say talents, not skills. I'm going to select automatically claim for reload, that's me, I'm going to be using it right away, and let's start. There we go. And let's take a look at what this looks like. So now our assembly line small is in use. With the medium assembly line, once it's ready, we can start getting into some advanced manufacturing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying Dual Universe as much as I am right now. I'll see you in my next video.